Hit the bell button.
Perfect.
You thought you just did a flip, you didn't tell us? What if we all want to do a flip? We're like, would you just do a flip?
Little putt, 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 and then the engine just shut off.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn. In 2019, I bought a 38-foot sailboat and filled it with my best friends. We named her the Belafonte, and together, we're sailing the world, proving that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. This is Sea Sondering.
So this week we sailed from Culebra over to the BVIs, and it was an eventful sail, let's say that.
Checking out of the US and going to the BVIs, you need a COVID test, and it has a 48-hour window. So we're working now with a time limit, classic Belafonte.
Headed for a potential squall. We'll see what this ugly cloud brings. Maybe we'll get lucky. How's it going, El Capitano?
Squall we sailed through, coming back to port.
So to make time and make haste before the sunset, we were motor sailing.
We're on our way from Culebra to the BVIs. I'm taking my turn steering. Thought everything was fine, and then all of a sudden the engine started making noises where rev up and then it would just drop off. And I was like, huh, that's kind of weird. I'm gonna ignore it. But then I saw Jocelyn pop her head up and she was like, what was that sound?
Immediately I started thinking like, what's going on with the engine? And then boom, engine dies. So I yelled to Sarah to get up because I would unfurl the sails and start actually sailing because we just had the main up. And we're kind of a bit chaotic, and then we start looking at what's going on with the engine.
Jocelyn had a good idea that it was the fuel filter, so she went down below and she was looking at replacing the fuel filter. We did have a new fuel filter on board, but we just had to get the old one off, which was proving to be the most difficult part of this whole problem.
We're about 10 nautical miles away from Tortola upwind, and yeah, the motor stopped working. I think the fuel filter's clogged. So we've been down below working on it. I was down there for so long, I got so sick, I couldn't move. So now I'm up here steering. Laura's down there working on it. Sarah jumped in there, is helping her. So hopefully we get it fixed.
We can't take the fuel filter off. We'd stabbed it with a screwdriver. We had made a tourniquet for it. We tried everything, and we could not get this thing off.
I got very frustrated, so we tried the classic stab it with a screwdriver so that you can twist it off. Again, that did nothing but just drip more diesel all over us.
Oh, I bent the screwdriver too. Did you see this?
I see it.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, this is no good. Okay, I am doing the most MacGyver shit right now. I currently have, do we have that purple straw?
Yes,
Okay.
right here. Purple straw.
I currently have a blue version of that recreational straw, and I'm shoving it into the inlet line of the fuel filter. So what I'm gonna do is, it's slightly smaller, so I have it in. I'm gonna use the gear clamp. I'm gonna clamp it on. I'm gonna take the outlet line off the fuel filter as well, put it in the other side of the recreational dinner straw, and use a gear clamp onto that, and then we're gonna bypass the whole fuel filter, and we're just gonna take it out, and so I can just look at it and see why it's not working for us.
She says she's only an environmental engineer, folks. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We all knew what had to be done. It was just a matter of being able to do it in the conditions that we were in with the tools that we had. It should have been an easy fix, like doing an oil change on your car, except you're in a box doing it while your car is moving and you don't have any oil filter changing equipment.
From like 3 o'clock till 6:30 in the evening, the sun is setting. Laura's been down there and she's bypassing a fuel filter with a silicone straw that we found in the kitchen and making it work, which is amazing. And she's not seasick. She's just down there hanging out. Nobody's business.
Any normal person would probably, in this situation, drop anchor. We're sailing right next to St. John's, and there's an anchorage. But if we do that, we're gonna miss our 48-hour window, and therefore my birthday in the BVIs. So no, we're not anchoring. We're gonna sail in through the night.
old fuel filter, completely damaged and busted. We tried tourniquet, we punctured it with a screwdriver, we drained it and everything. So we gave up, and now I've taken the fuel lines off the inlet and the outlet, and we've rigged it with this piece of tubing that Jocelyn and Sarah handed me. I don't know where it came from, but we've gear clamped each inlet and outlet line, so we're just gonna bypass it. And now I'm gonna take these off the mounts, which honestly the mount was never good to begin with. I couldn't get any purchase on it. So that way I'm gonna take the fuel filter up, and we're gonna see about separating the filter from the mount and getting the bowl off. It's done. Okay, we've taken out the old fuel filter. We've got to still figure out how to get it off of the mount. But in the meantime, we have a successful bypass. We ran it and the engine turned on. So I'd say it's a success. Bypass surgery!
Woo! She said she was an environmental engineer. Turns out she's
like diesel. It's everywhere.
And you didn't get sick. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
down there for 3 hours.
And it was honestly the most empowering moment of this whole trip. It wasn't even to do with sailing. It was just the fact that something happened and like we had to do it. And I wasn't expecting that, but honestly, it was just like the best feeling to have that engine start up and to have it stay running and to know that that we did that.
So now the sun is setting, it's dark, we're tacking through a small channel.
And doesn't the paddleboard get caught in the ocean? And the whole arm of the side of the boat, solar panel, fishing rod, surfboards, into the ocean. Like, falls off, basically. Pops out of the other arm. I thought for sure everything was going off. Then, all of a sudden, it gives way and bounces back up. Okay, good, I guess. We go up to investigate the damage. The paddleboard had snapped in half, which is why it came back. So, RIP paddleboard.
End of the paddleboard era.
It's ended.
Okay, so I think we're gonna untie the yellow.
Okay, if we untie the yellow, is everything else tied on? Is this paddleboard?
Just hold on to the green one.
Okay. But good news is we saved everything else, which is probably more important.
Handlebar just came off. That's fun. And it wasn't even while we were peeing off the back.
No. Just lovely. Lifeline.
Superstar Laura here, and now steering the boat.
Yeah.
Laura, grab the wheel!
Pitch black, steered into the cliff. On it. Then we had the problem of catching the mooring ball in the middle of the night. Luckily, Sarah's a slinger, and you know what? She got that thing with the hook. It was good. I don't even think she's ever caught a mooring ball before, but did great.
Well, the next morning, we had to check in, we had to go to shore to kind of check to see what was around. We were hoping for some laundry, hoping to be able to fill up some water and get some groceries. Out of all of that, we found groceries. So we found a spot that had a little bit of Wi-Fi, and we sat there and waited for Joss to bring the dinghy around like princesses.
So I'm at my dinghy, and these guys are like, "Bert, what are you doing with these water jugs, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Excuse me, sirs, who are having luxury lunch, do you know where to fill up my disgusting dinghy jug so I can have a shower on the back of my boat?" And they're like, "You poor girl, you should come have showers and laundry at our house. We have those things." And I was like, "Yes, I'll just grab the girls." And they're like, "Who are the girls?" And I'm like, "They are my crew and I will get them."
Before we left the parking lot, we accidentally reversed into a coconut tree. Reversing into the coconut tree rendered the trunk of the car useless. It did not close.
We're going up to do some laundry. Oh, we also broke the car when we backed up the palm tree. We didn't break it. We did not do it. Anyways, we met some new friends that lived there, and now we're going to go to their villa to do some laundry. They have a pool and hammock. We're now all at the villa with all of our new friends we've had lunch with, and
in classic Belafonte fashion, once you get to a villa, you don't really leave.
It's rolling. As an electrical computer engineer, this is...
So the next day, we're still on this big mission to sail to Foxy's for my birthday. And of course, now our new friends want to come with us. So they hop on a ferry and we all head off to Jost van Dyke, which is a short sail. It took us maybe 2 hours to sail to Jost van Dyke.
We are sailing to Jost van Dyke to go to Foxy's for my birthday.
Woo!
It's my birthday today. They're having a big party because of the regatta.
Or is it because of your birthday?
I think it's for my birthday. I'm really excited. It's a beautiful day. We're having a great sail. Check it out. Check this out.
We're coming for you! We went to Soggy Dollar to meet Sally and Ian for Jocelyn's birthday. They had gotten there, I think the day before, or at least earlier in the day. And the boats were so close together that we didn't even need to put the motor on the dinghy. We would just paddle back and forth to the shore or to Sally and Ian's boat, the two most important places.
Did you bring your stuff for them?
Of course, it's amazing. They immediately invite all of our new friends over to the boat for birthday cake and drinks.
We captured some fellas.
Yes! We love you, Queen! Happy birthday to Jocelyn. I hope all of you are making eye contact with every single other person, or we're all gonna have that sex for 7 years. And none of us are in the market for that.
Sally made a cake that looked like an anchor all bent up from when we rammed the dock in Puerto Rico and messed up our anchor. And they were the ones who had kindly helped us replace that anchor with a new anchor. Thank you, Sally and Ian. Very, very, very appreciated.
And every time it called for liquid, she added rum. So if it wasn't the cocktails getting us drunk, it was the cake.
We had to drive between where we anchored and over to Foxy's. We had to take these sort of taxis, and they would go up and down the mountains and through the hills. So that was great. We got some great views of the island and some good scenic points there. Jocelyn was making sure to let everyone know that it was her birthday.
It's my birthday!
Everyone, I would like to wish my very, very best friend on Instagram, Jocelyn Claire, the captain of my sailboat, the Bella Ponte, a very, very happy birthday.
Foxy's was great. We had a good time. We were on the dance floor almost the whole time.
Bashed my foot up while we were dancing. Luckily, we have a podiatrist with us. Shout out Sally.
We just had a great time. We danced and probably did some things that I forget and I probably shouldn't try and remember. Like knocking over the Jenga statue. The next day, we wake up and we zoom off to Norman's Island. And we ended up meeting up with our new friends again.
And they had booked a dive guide that was friendly enough to take us with them. We did the Pirates Caves, I think they're called, which are just these 3 kind of caves on the side of Norman's Key.
We are about to dive on the pirate caves of the British Virgin Islands. Ah! Laura?
What she said. I can't follow that up. We're on Captain Dave's boat right now.
Captain
Hello,
Dave,
Hello.
Double D Dave.
And we're with our new best friends. Rogers. Michael, not to be confused with Mike. And Josh. Hey Josh, say hi to the camera. You're in the documentary now.
Yeah, it's Triple E's, that's
Gazing at the blue of the night, stars are filling up the sky. You take my hand in yours and make our own constellations. I could say how much you mean to me, but it won't mean a thing, 'cause words never sound quite right. Let's find our own kind of language. We've searched the whole world and all around it. Didn't know what we were looking for till we found it. They could say the sea crowded street, moving to our different beat. All eyes are on us now. Oh, but we don't care, do we? Oh, I can't imagine a world where anyone loves anyone like I love you. They could say they've seen the highest mountain, bottom of the deepest sea, but no one's ever seen a love like this. They could dig up all the baby treasures where it's worth more than anything, but no one's ever seen a love like this. Nobody's ever seen it.
Then we hit up the famous Willie T's, which is a floating bar that looks like a pirate ship kind of, off of Norman's Island.
And we jumped off the top, which apparently is a bucket list thing to do. The bucket list just keeps growing with every single thing we do.
Apparently you're not a jump or dive.
No, we didn't see any doing that earlier.
Around it, didn't know what we were looking for till we found it. They could say they've seen the highest mountain, bottom of the deepest sea, but no one's ever seen a love like this. They could dig up all the baby treasures where it's worth more than anything, but no one's ever seen a love like this.
Next week on Sea Sondering, we explore more of the British Virgin Islands and maybe some scissors come out. You'll have to subscribe and like this video to find out.
We have some of the best guardian angels out there. If you're looking for ways to support us too, the best ways are to share our videos with your friends and family and to become a Patreon. Head to patreon.com/seasondering and choose your level. For as little as $4 a month, you can help us keep this crazy train rolling. We send out updates about what we're doing that only Patreons get, and you can also see our boat tracker. Thank you for everything. You are what make our dreams possible.
Yeah, I did a front flip off Willie T's. I don't know why. It wasn't pre-planned. It was just kind of in the moment. It felt like a situation where a front flip was warranted. I'd never done a front flip at that point. I'm more of a back flip kind of gal.
And she's like, yeah, I thought it was like a situation where I should do a flip. She's like, I've never even done a flip before. Like, you've never done a flip and you just decided to do a flip and you didn't tell us you were going to do a flip?